So welcome to the family session of the 3rd International Conference for Congenital CMV. And in this session, we leave our data digging for a while, and we focus on the human side of congenital CMV for a little bit. And we hear from the families about how congenital CMV has impacted their lives in a very personal way. And we learn what they are doing to promote change, facilitate research, and advocate for public health policies to improve diagnosis and treatment and prevention for congenital CMV. Now, before we hear from the 7 families that we've invited here to speak to us in person to share their story, I bring you a message from the many children and families affected by congenital CMV who could not come here today. Some have asymptomatic CMV, some have symptomatic CMV, some I've known all their lives, some I've known through correspondence and emails from around the world through our parent-to-parent support network. And they give us their pictures. And they gave me their pictures for me to carry with me to Paris so you could see. And they gave me their stories to carry with me to Paris so you could hear. And these are the many faces of CMV. And this is the story that they want you to hear. Now, our life may begin in the neo-ICU with a face dotted with petechiae over a background of yellow jaundice. And we may need IVs for transfusions and your antiviral medications, and oxygen and feeding tubes and monitors, and ventilators for lung disease. And sometimes we don't leave the ICU in the arms of our mothers. We leave them in the arms of God as angels. But for those of us who remain, our skin lesions and our jaundice eventually start to fade. And we shed our wires and our tubes, and we are free. And we are welcomed home by our mothers. But after a joyous homecoming, the tests and the procedures begin again, and ABRs become a routine part of our infancy. Peppered with the hopes and prayers of our parents, who wish our hearing loss does not progress this time. And being kids, we make hearing tests fun. But since hearing loss is associated with congenital CMV as a progressive hearing loss, we have ABRs through our toddlerhood, and we have ABRs through our preschool years, and we have hearing tests that continue through all of our childhood, through our elementary school years, our junior high years, and we have hearing tests continue through our adolescence and beyond. We don't know how long we will keep having hearing tests. And we have hearing aids that help us with the sounds of silence, and we try to make them a fashion accessory. And we undergo major surgery for our inner ear to receive a miracle, miraculous cochlear implants to help us hear voices and the sounds of the world as we grow. And we take sign language lessons, and we do sign language practice, and we have sign language fun. Eye exams and visits to the ophthalmologist are also a routine part of our life, because vision is affected in up to 20% of those of us with congenital CMV disease. So we have lots and lots of eye exams. But as much as we try, it's hard to make eye exams fun. And because CMV can damage our developing brain, we take IQ tests and school achievement tests. And we take developmental and behavioral questionnaires, for which there really is no right or wrong answer. And doctor visits are also a frequent part of each of our schedule, but not just our pediatrician. We also see special nurses who measure our blood pressure and the amount of CMV we have in our saliva and other body fluids. And we also see specialists in infectious diseases and virology, and specialists in ophthalmology and otolaryngology, and specialists in neurology and developmental disabilities, and specialists in hematology and pulmonology, and specialists in nutrition and hepatology and gastroenterology, and specialists in orthopedics and biomedical engineering and physical therapy and more. And it takes them all to keep our organs and our limbs working well. And our parents are always hopeful and happy when they receive good news at each visit. And once again, being kids, we make even visits to the doctors and the specialists a wild and crazy time. And hospital stays are common when you have congenital CMV. And painful orthopedic procedures are even more common. But in addition to the pain, we also feel the love and the joy and the support from our moms and our moms and our moms, and yes, our moms and our moms and our dads and our dads, and yes, our dads, and the love of our entire family, who are there even when we go to the doctor, into the hospital, or when we're at home, or at the hospital, or again at home. And even the family dog is there with me. And we have smiling faces around the world. We have smiling faces at every special event, and we enjoy our birthday parties. And we smile at graduations and at holidays. And we rock out to our favorite tunes. And we dress up, and we get in our strollers and go. And we hang out together. And we hang out with our moms. And we roll on our own wheels. And we go to school. And we walk across the stage at graduation. And we're twins. And we go fishing. And to amusement parks. We bounce on balls, and we star in movies. And we get on our bikes and ride. And we ride motorcycles too. And horses. And we get in our cars and go. And sometimes we just doodle. Or take a walk on the beach. Or take a walk in the grass. Or pick pumpkins. And feel the crunchy autumn leaves. We win awards, and we join the Marines and serve our country in Afghanistan. One day we may even be in space, for we are the smiling faces of children born with congenital CMV. And why do we smile? Because we gaze into the future and see brighter sunny days when there is no more congenital CMV. And for now, we're thankful for all the helping hands we receive from our friends and our families and our teachers and our specialists and our therapists and our nurses. And we are thankful for all of you who have helping hands, for all you scientists and doctors who care enough to make congenital CMV your daily work and your lifelong passion. We thank you for coming, and we thank you for caring. And we thank you for remembering our faces, for we're the faces of congenital CMV.